As Newsmax Prime continues, we should take note of the race for the White House, which continues to heat up as more and more Republican hopefuls enter an ever so crowded GOP field. If you're scoring at home, at least by my count, at least 5 candidates have officially announced. 7 more Republicans have expressed an interest in running, and probably even more may get into it. What does that mean for the GOP in the USA? Joining us now as he Skypes in from Utica, New York, he's the senior analyst at Zogby Analytics, John Zogby, and John is also the co-author of this book, First Globals: Understanding, Managing, and Unleashing Our Millennial Generation. So John, is this going to be one for the millennium? I mean, so many Republicans getting into this thing. Are there going to be too many choices?
Well, there are going to be plenty of choices, at least over the early months. You may see then some dropping out by the fall if there's no traction. But there are going to be a lot of candidates, a lot of options, an awful lot of money being raised and spent. And no clear absolute front runner. And I think that's one of the things that makes this the most interesting.
Well, as we take a look at the Republicans, and I understand Public Policy Polling put out a recent survey with Scott Walker in the lead, but there's still a lot of speculation about Jeb Bush. In fact, the other day he misspoke and said, quote, "I am running for president." He had to go back because of campaign finance rules and modify that. What about Jeb Bush, what he has said on the campaign trail, what he said about Iraq and his brother? Is he stumbling even before he's getting out of the gate?
Yeah, I think he is. I mean, obviously, he is among the front runners, he has to be taken very, very seriously because of the name, the demeanor, his ability to get elected in Florida twice, and to raise a whole lot of money. On the other hand, yeah, he's making some mistakes. He's in a difficult position. Having to defend his brother. These are very difficult questions that he has to answer, and so far not doing a very good job of it.
So you've got Jeb Bush and a lot of speculation about him. I made mention of Scott Walker, but again, a couple of months ago, you saw something in the polling that really was fraught with promise for Marco Rubio. Do you continue to see that sunlight there, if you will, for the junior senator from Florida?
In the op-ed piece that I put out this morning, I give him, at least as of today, a better chance than anyone else in the field to win the nomination. Odds of 5-2. He had an excellent kickoff. In fact, I'd argue a perfect kickoff, and he's made no mistakes since that time. And in fact, had a very powerful, very important speech before the Council on Foreign Relations. Not only didn't trip over himself, but was in command of himself. He's the best speaker out there. Youth, he seems to be playing to his advantage as opposed to any disadvantage. And in fact, in my op-ed piece, I say that he reminds voters of 2 young senators, Jack Kennedy and Barack Obama, who beat their party establishments in their respective years. Marco, I think, is looking very good right now anyway.
Well, just one thing seems to haunt Marco, and that's that Gang of 8 amnesty bill. Did he do enough of a mea culpa at CPAC to say he's learned his lesson to shore up conservative support?
Remains to be seen as the heat goes on, but at least for the moment, JD, his numbers are good. You know, he's in the top tier, solidly in the top tier. He's not budging from the top tier. Now, can he withhold the scrutiny of from all of those candidates and from conservative groups? I suggest that he probably can. He seems to be good on his feet. He appears confident and appears to be acting like a winner. Now we have to see if he gets defensive or he backs down. Let's see if maybe youth can be a disadvantage too. But right now, he's doing a good job.
Final 45 seconds. Let's turn to the Democrats. Everybody is saying Hillary, Hillary, Hillary. Yeah, Bernie Sanders is in, but it looks like former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley will get in. He used to be mayor of Baltimore. Do the Baltimore riots hurt Martin O'Malley?
Well, I'll tell you something. I think that he can turn that into an advantage. He was a beloved mayor and a good governor. He can speak to the issue of race, and he's running on the progressive side of the party, which always does well in primaries against the mainstream. You know, everybody's saying Hillary, Hillary, Hillary. I am too, but I add a but. And the but is that fourth Hillary is a lot smaller. She's running against herself, and I don't think the fire is there with her as it may
Gotcha.
have been in 2007 and 8.
We will have to end it there. John Zogby, we thank you for your time, and Newsmax Prime continues.